All right, guys, the highlights from Monday at GreatStockPicks.com. Put out a watch list last night. Some of these may have been on, and I know VVUS was. And this right here, this green candle was the opening 5-minute candle. Then it went in to put a base. We had VVUS kind of on bounce watch. It's kind of in a flag on the daily. So my call in chat was just above this base. I think let me get the numbers right here. Yeah, the entry idea was going to be 1406, okay? So I wanted it to kind of get up above this 5-minute candle, 200 period moving average. So 1406, worst case stop, 13 cents below, okay? Just basically below this base right there. And there was the entry, and look at that. I mean, within a couple minutes, it was at 1430, pulled back a little bit and even had one more push. That doesn't seem like much, but from 1406 to 1444, nice little percentage gain. And as always, we're sellers into these pops or into the secondary pops as well. It wasn't huge, but it was a nice trade. In that same vein, VVUS, the same space, OREX, looked like this. It was just in a tight range. And I liked it over the high of the day. So 611 was my idea on OREX. And stop, I think, 9 cents below. So there's the high of day break. See the volume coming in. And closed near its highs. This thing just kept pushing higher. It was a real nice way to end the day there on that trade. Went to 634. Again, both of those low-priced trades, but both of them worked. TSO, or refiner, called TSO literally when it looked like this. This wasn't based as much on the chart as it was two things. One, this volume spike, and I had just noticed other refiners like VLO, WNR, HFC, they were all pretty strong, and TSO has been strong lately and was already on my watch list. So when this volume came in and the other refiners were hitting new highs for the day, I called it really at the top of this candle, 41.85. Worst case stop, low of day. So to give it a little wiggle room, you see what happened. Little push, a base, and then this nice push through 42 coming right here, and then it was off to the races and ended up closing near its highs. So the call on that one, TSO, 41.85, stop, 22 cents below. And it went to 42.69, almost a buck out of that one from the entry call on whatever it was, 20-something cents risk. Let's see, what else did I call? Best Buy, BBY, nice tight base. Ramesh from our chat room actually kind of alerted me to this one. I had it on watch, but I kind of wasn't paying attention to it. And Best Buy stayed in a nice narrow range. So Ramesh said, hey, what about a high of day break? You've got this nice narrow range, kind of in a little ascending triangle, and yesterday's high to the left. Why do I like that? Because yesterday's high above that is considered another catalyst for more upside, okay? So you've got the high of day break and yesterday's high just to the left on a stock that had massive volume and a nice breakout. Yesterday was an easy trade. The call was basically 1432, worst case stop a dime below, and over the next half hour or so, it went to 1467. It was really a pretty easy trade there. And that is about it. Also called Dang. A lot of low-priced ones today. I don't know why. I found Dang. I saw some volume spikes here, and then I looked at the daily, and I said, wow, that looks pretty good. And I keep in mind it was still below this high. Speaking of stacked catalysts, it was still below 475 when I called it. Back to the intraday, you had the early high of 470. So through that, you had that potential break of this 475 recent high. And if I pan out, you can see this one, maybe multi-day here. It didn't exactly rip like I wanted it to, but my long idea was basically a high of day break here. A high of this candle's break. So you had the high of day break. I wanted to kind of monitor. I like the volume. So my call, I wasn't thrilled about doing it because it was during lunch, but anyway, my call was 472. I think maybe 465. I'm not positive where the stop was now. I'd have to look it up. I don't have it right in front of me. Anyway, it didn't stop out, and it ended up going to whatever it was, 483. Nothing to brag about, but this is a daily chart that could be, and look at the volume today now. This could certainly be multi-day. I'm all back to cash in my trading account, though. And then I think the only other thing I pointed out all day was HAS. It was pushing down through the 200-day, and it kind of caught my attention. And I went ahead and I liked the shape there. And when it looked like this, it was down below 36. So you had a solid red candle at the time. So at the time, that's hard to draw. I have my mouse set to the fastest setting, but at the time it looked like this. This is supposed to be a candle, and it was down here. I said you know what, this might just be a reversal, and because you had this really nice volume pop here and a nice run. This is just a partial retracement. I said by the end of the day, this might just be a bottoming tail through the 200-day. And so on an intraday basis, the idea I gave was a tens using 10-minute candles. I don't like to use fives on a thinner stock like this. So my idea that I gave to the room was over this green candle, 36.10, worst case stop 35.95. That's only 15 cents risk. And when it went ahead and went all the way to 36, whatever it was, 36.57. And pretty quick feedback for those that took it. Now, to be fair, I did not take that one, but my idea panned out for anyone who did. I don't think I'm leaving anything off the video. I think that was all of my calls for the day. Some great calls by the All-Stars in chat, too. And I'm not going to babble any further. Have a great night, and we'll see everybody on Tuesday.